Good afternoon. James Gore, Sonoma County Supervisor, filming this video right now to talk with you all very directly about how we can support our friends and neighbors in Maui and the rest of the islands. We see the catastrophic disaster that's hit, the wind-driven fire, and many of us here in Sonoma County throughout California and the North Coast. It harkens back many memories to 2017, in Butte 2018, 2019, 20, 21, the things we've gone through over here. Had a lot of people reach out to me from here in our community that have either rebuilt or really worked with survivors to focus on recovery efforts and who really want to figure out how to help. And I think the first thing to realize is for all of us is that the best way to help is to also find ways that are legitimate, number one. Number two is to find ways that help that don't require people going through trauma to do extra work. And number three is just to be patient to understand where gaps need to be filled. So I'm a Sonoma County Supervisor. I work throughout the North Coast, but also am the Vice President of the National Association of Counties. I'm on the FEMA National Advisory Council. I was the President of the California Counties. I say all those things because the reason I stepped up into those different roles was predominantly because of the wake up, the awareness of what was going on when we were hit in 2017 with the Tubbs and the Nuns and the Sonoma Complex fires, and everything we've had to learn since then, and how we've worked so hard, community-led, with our block captains and folks on the ground on how to rebuild with culture, with caring, with grit, with legal and law changes, all of these things. I've been in touch with many of my peers, other county officials and state officials in Hawaii and specifically on Maui. And we've already had conversations about how we can provide technical assistance, how we can provide know-how, but also when's the appropriate time for that to happen. I think the biggest thing for everybody to remember is that providing support is something that is not about you giving support. It's about making sure you honor those who have need and the way they want to do that. So first and foremost, a reminder that right now, those in Maui and the rest of the islands are dealing with the shock of a moment that is still continuing. Like when we had our fires hit, they are sifting through the ashes with in search of survivors and unfortunately identifying individuals who we've lost. And so the first thing to do is know that rather than sending blankets or backpacks or other kinds of bulky items, is that you can donate. You can donate directly. Best way to do that, from what we've heard from the folks on the ground from Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, is the Hawaii Community Foundation has a Maui Strong Fund that you can find online very directly. We also have the American Red Cross and Salvation Army actively respond and take donations. Two other things that are with through our coordination with the California Office of Emergency Services, and we have an office through them of private sector NGO coordination. And there's a group called Direct Relief that has a Maui Wildfire Fund. I'm looking over here because I'm looking at the website right now. And then also the United Way has a Maui Fire Relief Fund. I'd encourage you to go to those sites and take a look and see which one most fits your heart as you look to support with cash donations, whether it's $5, $20 or more. Please give to those. In the wake of our 2017 fires, the Redwood Credit Union, in collaboration with many others, set up a fire victims fund that was integral in supporting those who had lost their homes. And it was awesome. And so know that it makes a difference. So as I said, number one, Hawaii Community Foundation, Maui Strong Fund, take a look and provide help. Outside of that, for the other things where folks want to provide help, assistance, other things, I would say right now is a time for us to honor the shock that our neighbors are working through, and to understand that it's quickly going to run from shock to really grief, and then the active process of clearing debris fields and trying to deal with the issues that can arise from rain after fires. And then there is going to be a long rebuilding process. And I'm once again communicating with our peers and colleagues through the National Association of Counties and the California State Association of Counties. And we're just going to keep doing what's right. We're going to keep finding opportunities, so stay in touch. Please communicate with us directly, our office and others, and be a part of a solution. But always remember that when you want to provide help, make sure you figure out how you help people in the way that they want to be helped rather than how you want to help them. So blessings to you and to everybody. Thanks for caring. Thanks for reaching out to our office and others to try and mobilize support. And there's going to be a lot to come, but we know we have an affinity, and those aren't just neighbors out there. Those are brothers and sisters to many of us on the West Coast. And let's say a prayer for Hawaii, but more than a prayer, send donations, blood, sweat, and tears, and be ready to deploy when necessary. Thanks.